Hello, everybody. Today I'd like to talk about the Lincoln National Income Rider, which works slightly differently than many of the other income riders. Typically, with your income riders, you have a guaranteed accumulation which increases your income base. A lot of the more popular income riders today have 8% guaranteed growth. With Lincoln, the growth is going to be less. However, what's interesting about Lincoln is they have a higher payout. So, for example, at age 65, the standard payout is 5.5%, but with Lincoln, the payout's 6.5%. So let me examine a specific case. Let's say the annuity buyer purchases a competitor's annuity. Their $100,000 produces a fifth-year income base of $150,000. So somehow they're able to guarantee growth to $150,000. Given a 5.5 payout, which is standard at age 65, you'd get $7,500 of lifetime income. Now, with the Lincoln National annuity, you're going to have a much lower accumulation, let's say approximately $130,000 by the fifth year. But Lincoln's got a higher payout of 6.5%, also at age 65. So 6.5% of 130 produces $8,450 of lifetime income. So in this example, Lincoln produced more income. Alrighty, so now let's go ahead and take a look at an illustration that shows more detail. Let's talk about the competitor's product first. Let's assume they have a 5% bonus. Let's assume the accumulation rate is 8%. And let's say the payout at age 65 is 5.5%. So following the competitor's results, you get the 5% bonus, hence the 100 grows to 105. The net balance accumulates at 8% and compounds for 5 years and grows to 154,279. Given a 5.5% payout, your competitor might produce income of $8,485. Okay, so that's what we're competing against. Now, what Lincoln does is unusual. They do not have a guaranteed accumulation. They base their payout based upon their account value, which has advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage is the growth is not guaranteed. However, they do have pretty good historicals to back this up, and we'll talk about that personally. In any case, let's assume the Lincoln annuity grows at 6% over 5 years. So $100,000 grows to approximately, $133,000 and change. Given a 6.5% payout, you would get $8,698 as your guaranteed lifetime income under the GWLB provisions, which is greater than the $84.85. Note, the accumulation is less, but because the payout is higher, with Lincoln you actually get more. Now, let me tell you probably the strongest feature of this Lincoln product. Since this value, this $133,000, is a real value, that represents their account value, you have several options, which you don't have with the other riders. Number one, you can annuitize that account. So if you're willing to give up access to the principal, maybe you get a payout of $10,036 at age 65. Or consider this. What if interest rates go up? We're at all-time low interest rates. If interest rates go up and therefore the annuitization rate goes up, maybe the payout in a higher interest rate environment is $13,000 instead of $10,000. That would certainly be an attractive option if you're willing to give up access to your principal. Finally, with the Lincoln product, remember, you can annuitize over a short of 5-year period. So you can annuitize the $133,000, get approximately maybe $28,000 a year for 5 years, and then if interest rates are higher, you can move that over into another annuity, paying a better guaranteed rate. So you have all sorts of flexibility with Lincoln, and most importantly, if interest rates rise, and that's certainly possible given we're at an all-time low of interest rates. If interest rates rise, you may be able to capitalize on that in the future. Okay, if you have any other questions, give us a call. Thanks so much for your attention, and hopefully you see the benefits of this Lincoln rider.